All right, so here we are. This is one of the first videos that we're gonna make with this one, and I just got you looking at the bike right now. We're looking at the carburetors, trying to see what's up. I've already kind of looked this over, so let me get you out of the stand here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. What we got right here, got the light in there, maybe you can see. Let it try and focus. I don't know if it's gonna. That middle carburetor is leaking for sure. It's very wet. Let me see if I can't get a better light in there. Man, it just don't want to focus. But anyway, that carburetor is leaking. This one has some issues itself. Let's see what the other side looks like. I'm sure this one has a few issues too. Not much bit as bad, but trying to shine the light in there. Maybe you can see that bowl, it's leaking. There's gas all in the trough there. It's leaking down. We got like a mess on the lift and everything. So this has just been sitting here for the weekend. You know, even with the fuel off and everything like that. That's where we're gonna start. So I'm gonna put you back in the stand. We're gonna start tearing these carburetors out. Good thing is you don't have to take the tank off, get these things out. So let me put you back up there and we'll just jump right into this. Alright, first things first, get these carb boots undone. The other two on the other side. Simple as that. Get these fronts, just loosen them up. And screw the tops. Not too bad, not too bad. Gasket in the top there. And we got some fuel lines to take care of. They're zip tied on there. So what I'll do is let me cut those zip ties off, and I'll get this choke out of there, and we'll be right back. Okay, got one of the carburetors out. It's a different style. It doesn't like the new ones all, you know, push in to a rubber boot. And these are like just they got like a clamp style. It clamps on to the piping. It's just old school. That's how they did it. Just a regular Mikuni. I don't know what, 32, 38 millimeter, somewhere around there. 34, I don't know what it is. I'll have to measure it up and just make sure. But yeah, this is what she is. You can see there's obviously some leaks from stuff or whatever. Got the clothes off. For this was for these petcocks over here. They had vacuum operated ones, and he's swapped it out for something different. Those vacuum ones, they work all right until they don't, and that's when it creates a problem. So swapping these things out is pretty common for these bikes nowadays. But this is one of the carburetors. Got two more. You can probably see in there a little bit better now. Let's see if you can see that in there. Let me try to zoom in and light it up. That's just dripping, of course, normal stuff. But yeah, you can see that one is in the back there in the middle was leaking. I gotta stop this fuel line from leaking. I don't want to just keep dripping gas all over the place. So let me pause it right here. I'll get the other three out and we'll bring them over to the bench. I'll be right back. All right, so we got the carburetors off, fuel lines disconnected, choke cables disconnected. As you can see in here, there's you know, that trough I was telling you about. That's where, you know, there's like drains in here. You can see there's two right there. There's one over there. A couple over there too. I'm sorry, not one. There's two. Yeah, so that's where the fuel leaks down. You know, if it gets caught up in there. See, there's leaves and crap all in here. I'm going to clean that all out. But that's what happens. Everything, if you have a leak, it'll come down through there and it will drip down. And you'll see, like, see that big slick right there. I mean, that's obviously from disconnecting the fuel lines and stuff like that. But as you can see, it will just come right through down to the bottom of the block and drip right out. So, here's carburetors. And got them kind of set up where they came off. So we're going to bring them over to the bench here and we're going to disassemble one. You know, one is the same as all the rest. The only difference is probably the jetting. Usually the center carburetor is a little fatter than two outside. For heat reasons, it's pretty standard in any triple or even four-cylinder, four strokes. They have, you know, usually bigger jets in the middle cylinders because they don't have as nice airflow on three sides. It's just the front and the back and the top, I guess you would say, too. So, yeah, so you generally run them a little richer to help with the heat. And because they will tend to run lean or whatever and stuff like that. So those could be some issues too, you know, if they're all the same jets. I don't know, but if I see that, you know, I'll bring you in and I'll show you, because mainly the two outside ones are going to be identical and the center one's going to be just a touch different. So all right, so let me get you up into the stand and we'll take you over to the bench and we'll start tearing into one of these. All right, first things first, before you do anything, we're going to go through and check the compression. This one's at 130. We'll go on to the next one. All right, next one, almost 150, 148, I would say. And the third cylinder, we're at 135. So we got a lot of compression in the center cylinder. All right, as you can see, took these carburetors completely apart, organized them in the way they were on the bike, left to right, and kind of was doing some inspection on parts, make sure each one was identical to the next, and found a couple of variations that, I don't know, like I see like this. It's like almost like a brand new float. You know how nice it is and everything. And I see like this one, it's older. I mean, it floats and everything, like it's all good. Same thing with this one. And they're just, you know, I don't know. Just a variant I saw. Don't think it really would matter all that much, but I did notice that on this one, there's a dent in it. So I'm not really too thrilled about that, to be honest with you. All the needles, if you look at the focus, maybe, they all look the same, you know, they all look good. There's no ring like it's been sitting too deep. This thing won't focus. There we go. So those are all good. You know, it's got some crud on it and stuff like that. I haven't cleaned anything yet. But the other thing is the emulsion tubes. I see this one, you know, looks fairly nice, as well as this one. It's kind of what you expect. Found this one, you know, it's been folded in, so I'm not really liking that too much. The other thing I noticed too, all the jets, the pilot jets and the main jets here, each one is they're all the same. I was telling you before how I thought the middle one should have a richer or bigger pilot jet, or main jet, like a 105 at least, instead of a 100. So I'm kind of suspicious on that. There's like a lot of variables here that I'm looking at. You know, also too, I took the needles out, and they got the clip in the second one down on this one, and then I believe, I don't know if I put it back in. Oh, I already put it back in. The one clip, there wasn't, it was just like, I don't know, it was kind of like hanging out in there. I don't see how it came out. Maybe it just got caught in, like this piece, it got caught in that little hole there and was just like holding the needle in there. I don't know, because the clip was hanging out inside the slide here. So, also too, I noticed that, you know, it's a slide, it's a, let's see here, if you could read it, it's a 2.0. Now, I don't know, like there's so many variables on it, like for tuning, because they got different slide cutouts and everything. This one also too is a 2.0 hanging up here. That's the middle carburetor. Yeah, I don't know. I believe they were supposed to be like a 3.0 and the 3.5. Even the needles, the needle itself, if you look at it real close here, let me see if I can't get it to focus in on that. Try. Come on, back out. You could barely make it out through the phone here. There we go, 5D. And it's like J19. Now, I tried to look that up to find out what the tapers were and everything, because there's all these different tapers down to the point, all these dimensions that you can measure. And this didn't line up with anything. So I'm at a little bit of a standstill here, because I got to try and figure out what the heck do we got going on here, because none of these are making sense. So that makes tuning a little bit tricky. Obviously, you got unidentifiable parts. Some stuff is a little messed up. Things are questionable. You know, there's a lot of variances in the part looks. You know, like I mean, it was running. This thing was running, so it's not like it's that bad. But I just got to do some more deciphering on the parts that we have right now, and go from there on it, because you know, Everything else, I mean, you know, these are clean. I pulled out the emulsion tubes and vent tubes, I should say, and I kind of run them across a flat plate. Make sure these surfaces were flat so they don't leak, which, you know, none of them were totally flat. You know, you can see like right here, there's some spots, and then on the back side here, and then like this one all up in the edge here. I mean, it came out. I mean, it's touching. It's close enough that that's, you know, a gasket surface will handle. But it still was like, you know, is that causing the leaks? Because, you know, sometimes with these floats, old school stuff like that, the machining technologies back then wasn't as precise as they are today. And, you know, causes a lot of havoc with tuning and actually keeping them leak proof. You know, they really just didn't have the technology to keep them all consistent. I mean, I look at this carburetor inside and it looks a lot nicer and newer than this one and then this one. You know, it just, everything seems like new. Like, look at the needle seat. It's like all shiny, and then this one's, you know, a little more dingy, and this one's a little more grungy. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this because I gotta talk to the customer and find out what they want to try to do with all this stuff. Yeah, and also too that one cylinder was what, 130 psi, and the other two are 145 and 150. You know, 150 is like where it should be at. So, you know, that will cause tuning issues too. But this is, you know, it's not a brand new engine. It's been worked over, you know, a few times. It's been obviously through some mechanics' hands and stuff like that. So I really just gotta, you know, take a pause right now and talk to the customer and see what they want to do, how far they want to go with this. Because to me, I mean, you know, you bring it to me to have tuned, you know, all these variances, you know, will affect tuning. I haven't even gotten into timing yet. So got to make sure that that's on. You know, ordering plugs. They should be here tomorrow. Because you should have the ones, you know, they're non-resistors. So even the caps, they're non-resistors. It's just the way they did things back then. So you got to just try to really keep everything kind of consistent and the way, you know, the way it was. Because you start to change things up and everything like that, it really affects everything. These things are really finicky, and especially if you're looking for, you know, peak performance, you want everything to be in the best mechanical shape that it could be, so you don't have any drivability issues or reliability issues. So like I said, I'm gonna take a break right here and talk to the customer. Like I said, I say so many times, I just want to see where they're at with this. I mean, there's ways of working with the stuff that we got, but still, it's not that great. I mean, I don't know what he's looking for. You know, you want a really high performance tuned carbs. You know, there's a lot of things that you have to do to keep it in that type of spec. So I'll just take a break right now, like I said, and I'll probably throw this video up just for something for you guys to watch, the beginnings of everything. And if you got any questions, comments, you know, like, subscribe. I got more to come, so I haven't even touched on anything cool yet. It's just disassembly, so nothing really major has happened, but we're gonna figure this thing out and get it back up and running for sure, 100%. All right, I'll see you guys later.